this is my worst shirt. Thor 2, The Dark World, released in October of 2013, with a runtime of 1 hour and 52 minutes and directed by Alan Taylor. A budget of 170 million with a worldwide taking of 644 million for an overall profit of 474 million dollars. Starring Chris Hemsworth, Tom Hiddleston, Anthony Hopkins, Natalie Portman, and Christopher Eccleston. So let's dive into these characters, starting with Thor. And once again, Thor gets a little bit better every time we see him. He's funnier, he's better portrayed, he's got a little bit more to do, he's got a little bit more of the nuanced character, a deeper character every time we see him, which is great. Loki's back, and again, more Loki, deeper Loki, more interesting Loki. And funnily enough, in this one, he finally makes a decision that he actually shows regret for. Not a lot, and it's not that open, but if you're looking at it and you see the way he reacts to things, you can tell he's hurting over this one. Odin, always good value. That's all there is to it. There's of course the Warriors 3 and a fair bit more Heimdall in this one. In fact, he's proven to be the man who is so angry that he can kill a spaceship with a knife. Jane Foster, Natalie Portman's last hurrah in a big title movie for quite some time. Many people theorize that this is the movie that killed Natalie Portman's interest in Marvel movies and big budget movies or big blockbuster movies of any sort, actually. Which is a shame, but like I said before, we're glad she's coming back for Thor. She's coming back for the next Thor movie. Christopher Eccleston, criminally underused in this movie. His character lacked pretty much everything that makes a good villain. I mean, he's got the great villain presence. He commands a screen when he's on there, and he comes across as a very brooding, melancholy genius, really. But I'm pretty sure we end up not seeing everything he did. As for the story, in a real condensed version, it is the story of two brothers on their quest for love and justice and vengeance and to save their world and their home. One full of righteous fury, one kind of full of regret. You got Thor putting his trust in his brother for one final time, which seems to pay off okay, but Loki is still Loki, and well, he does his thing, doesn't he? Personally, I love the twist of what Loki pulls off in this film, and it sets up and plays off perfectly in the following Thor Ragnarok. Some pacing problems, I think it slowed down a bit too much a few times there, but even then I found that interesting. But overall, this film is all about world building and setting the cosmic scene. Also setting up, again, the Infinity Stones, really making them an important part of the storyline. To the point where it's probably detrimental to the overall story. Thing is, for me personally, I love that sort of stuff. I love the world building. A glimpse into the everyday life and the everyday occurrences on Asgard. And we see that. We see the back streets, we see the taverns, we see a whole lot of life in Asgard on this, and I really like that. We're to get a lot more insight into Darcy and Selvig and Foster. Admittedly, we probably didn't need to. In fact, there's a lot of this movie you probably don't need to go into, and that may be why a lot of people didn't like it that much. The biggest takeaway, however, from this movie for me is the visuals. The visuals, the way it looks, the way it feels, the effects they used. It's a really well shot film. It's got some great contrast and some fantastic designs, and the way all these different spaceships operate and move and maneuver, I really enjoyed that. Got a little Star Warsy in there, which I don't mind at all. And when Malekith's offside, it goes full on dark elemental. That was crazy. I loved that. That was very nice. And the design aesthetic of Asgard itself in the background, or just the way it's all done. And Loki's cell, so stark in contrast, really enhanced just how malicious he actually felt. Script was tight. Script was funny. You got some really, really good character moments in this movie. Some genuine moments of absolute humor. Loki gets the very best line, and all he says is, ta-da! Brilliant Captain America cameo. Probably also got one of my final fight action sequences in the MCU. Fighting with portals, dropping in here, popping out there. Zip, 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 zip. So good. It felt dynamic. It felt fast. It felt frantic. It felt like chaos and mayhem, like they said was probably going to be. Bit of a whistle-stop tour of the realms as well, either visiting the planets or getting glimpses of them through portals. Ultimately, I enjoy the story, I love the visuals, I enjoyed the characters, I enjoyed the writing, I even like the music. On the whole, I can understand why a lot of people were disappointed, but I seriously cannot understand the amount of hate this movie got. I really don't fathom that part of it. So for score, I'll be giving Thor 2, The Dark World, an MCU 3. I enjoyed it just as much as the last one, and I enjoy it pretty much as a staple part of the MCU storyline. Well, I'm out of time again. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you're having a great week. Get some time to watch a movie, and I'll catch you later. Why am I lopsided?